In Python, whenever you want to read text files, in that case, file handling is used. Whether you want to read a file, you want to write it, or you want to add some data to it, we use file handling for that. And in this module, we will be discussing about file handling in Python. Before we get started, if you want to become a successful data analyst and if you want to learn data analytics live from our expert, then you can call on the number provided on your screen or you can fill the form provided in the description. Not just that, with our every batch, you get 2 demo classes for free. So now, let's get started. Today we will be discussing about file handling. What is file handling? Let's first understand that. So basically what happens whenever we create any program in Python, we run it, we give it output about certain things. Suppose it's related to a sign-in form or it's related to any data, anything, any program that is taking input from us, input from us users about anything, regarding to anything. Right, whenever we write that data over there, we give any output over there and we close the program. That data is gone. That data is not saved with us anymore. So there is a method, there is a way in Python in which we can store the data inside the files, inside the text files, that is called as file handling. So basically files are used to permanently store a data. So there are a few simple steps to create a file and do functions inside it. Would be first of all, we open a file, we write inside it, maybe read a file or we add something to the file. And then we close the file. Next, we will be talking about different modes in which we can operate a file. We can work on a file. So we have over here, first of all, read. Read allows us to open a file in a reading mode. Here, with the help of the write mode, what we can do, if the file already exists, then we can write inside it. If it does not exist, it creates a file itself and then writes whatever data we have given it to write it down. Next is append method. Append method allows us to add the data to the file. So guys, in write method, what happens once we have written something inside the file and we have let's say we have a file in which some data is written over there, okay, and we use the write method to write something. What write method will do, it will erase the previous data and write the new data inside the file. While at the same time, append allows us to add the data to the previous data. So if there is some data already existing in your file, and you want to add more data to it, then all you need to do is use append method. So append method will add the more data in the end of the file. So this is what append method is, and both our writing method and appending method allows to create a new file if a file does not exist. Next is X method. X method is a create method where we can create a specified file, and if that file is already there, then it returns with an error. Next is our text. Text allows us to open a file in a text mode. And lastly, we have a binary. B stands for binary over here. Binary allows us to open a file in a binary mode. So we will be discussing 3 methods over here, that is read, write and append. These are the major methods that we will be discussing in our upcoming session. So I hope guys, what is So we will be discussing what is the reading mode in file. So let's get started. So to understand reading mode, I'll be taking an example over here. I'll be creating a file. I will be basically creating a text file over here. So I'll right click over here, choose file, and maybe I'll give it a name as demo.txt. Okay. When I create it, it's a text file over here. It's not a py file. It's a text file. I'll be using a text file basically. I'll be reading a text file. So inside it, I'm writing some data. So let's say I'll be adding a few movie names over here. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So guys, I'm adding 3 lines over here. Now what I'm going to do in my main file, in my Python file, I'm going to read this data. How I'm going to read this data? First of all, I'll be opening the file in the reading mode. Read the lines of the file and then we will close the file. So first of all, let's see how to open a file. So to open a file, there is a simple method over here. We can take a variable, we can take any name over here. So I'm taking A. A is equals to open because we are opening a file. That's why we are writing open over here. Now we will be writing the name of the file, that is demo.txt. And I will be opening it in a reading mode. That's why I am adding R over here. This R here represents that the file is opened in a reading mode. Now what I need to do, I need to read the lines over here. So I'll create a variable b over here. B is equals to a is the name of our variable which we have used to open a file, dot read lines, and open close the parentheses and close the file. So for here closing the file, I'll be writing a dot close, open close the parentheses. So guys, if I run this, nothing will happen. Because why? Because it has readed the file, but we have not printed those lines over here. For that we can write print b, and now if I run it, you will see that all the data which was there inside our file is now over here. Our first line Harry Potter, our second line Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and our third line Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is over here. So this is how read lines method work over here. At the same time, suppose if you want to read only one line, for that all we can do is write b is equals to a dot read line, and if I run it, I only get the first line. Similarly, if you want to get the second line also over here, there is one simple method. Just simply write print a dot read line, open close the parentheses, and print a dot read line, open close the parentheses. If I run it, I'll get the two lines over here. So we have two lines. Similarly, if you might have noticed, when we use a dot read lines, it was giving us lines in a format of a paragraph. Like even though it was three different lines in our file, it was writing it in a whole one line, maybe in a form of a paragraph, right? And so if you want to write it in a different lines, all you can do is use a for loop over here. So how a for loop can be used: for x in a colon print x. So now if I run it, you will see I get all the three lines in a three different lines instead of a paragraph over here. So this is how our reading lines method work. Suppose if you want to read a few elements, or let's say few characters of a file, all you can do is write over here print a dot read, not read line, but just read, and inside the read you can write the number of characters to which you want to read it. Suppose I want to read it up to 5 characters, and if I run it, I only get Harry over here because Harry over here has 5 characters. So in this way you can read with a number of characters also from a file. So guys, this was about the reading method. This was about the read method basically. This was the read mode. And we learned read lines where we can read multiple lines in one single line. First we learned read lines where we can read all the lines from a file in a form of a paragraph. Second, we learned read line where we can read one line at a time. Third, we learned a for loop. With the help of a for loop, we can read all the lines from our file and print it over here in Python into different lines. And fourth, we learned was a dot read method. So read method allows us to read a number of characters, number of specified characters that we want to read from a file. So guys, today we will be discussing about the write method over here. Write method allows us to write in a file. So if you want to write something inside a file, we can use the write method over here. Let's see how it works. So guys, for our write method also, we have the similar steps that we had for the reading method. First of all, for write method also, we will be opening the file. So I'll be taking f is equals to a variable over here. So f is equals to open. Which file I want to open? I want to open demo.txt, comma, in the writing mode. So this time pay attention that I am not using R, that means the reading mode over here. I'll be using a writing mode because I want to write inside the file. So for reading a file, we learned a dot read lines. That means we were reading the lines. Here for writing inside the file, we will be using the write method, that f dot write, and whatever text we want to add over here. So I already have a demo.txt file which has the 3 lines, 3 parts of Harry Potter's over here. So inside this file, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this data and I'll be writing Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So I'll be writing Harry Potter in the Order of the Phoenix. Okay, once we are done with this method, once we are done with writing what we have to write, all you can do is you can close the file. So f dot close. Closing a file is very important, guys. So always do remember, once you have done any operation inside a file, do close the file. Right? Now let's run and see what happens. So here nothing happened because we haven't used any print statement to print the file. But if I go to demo.txt, you will notice over here that the 3 lines which were written over here previously are completely gone from here, and we have the new line over here, that is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So this is how we can write inside a file. Now this was about the file that already existed. What if we have a file that does not even exist? In that case, what it will do? So for example, if I write f is equals to open, let's say I have a file that does not even exist, quotes.txt, comma, I'm opening it in a writing mode, and I'll write f.write. Inside it, maybe I'll write a quote. So I'm going to write a quote over here, worry less, smile more, right? So after this, I will be closing my file by writing f.close and open close the brackets over here. Let's see what happens when there is a file which does not exist is written over here. So when I run it, you will notice that over here a new file has been created, that is quotes.txt. This file was not there previously. If I double click on this, I get a text over here, worry less, smile more. So guys, if you don't have a file, already existing file over here, this writing mode will also create a file for you and write the data inside it. So guys, this was our writing mode. Now we will be talking about the append method. Guys, append method is very much similar to our write method. The major difference over here between the write method and the append method is that write method removes the previous data from the file and adds the new data to it, while append method allows us to add the data to the previous data. Only it gets added towards the end of the file. So let's understand how this append method works.
Before that, if you want to become a successful data analyst and if you want to learn from our experts live, then you can call on the given number or you can fill the form that is provided in our description. Not just that, with our every batch, you will be getting 2 demo classes for free.
So for the append method as well, we will be opening the file first of all. So f is equals to open. The name of the file is demo.txt, and I'll be opening this file in the append mode. So guys, so far we have covered 2 modes before this, that is the reading mode and the writing mode. Third, today we are discussing the appending mode. In the append mode, again, we will be writing, so it's appending, but still it's writing the data, right? So we will be using same thing, f.write, and whatever we want to write. So inside the demo.txt, suppose if I want to add Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, then I'll be writing it over here, and after this I'll be closing the file. As I keep saying again and again that closing the file is really very important. So always you remember to close the file when you end the program, or when you're done doing any method related to the file handling, just close the file as soon as you're done with that method. So let's run and see what happens over here. If I run this code, nothing happens over here, but let's go to demo.txt. You will notice over here that Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix was already written over here, but it also added the next text, that is the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now you might also notice over here it's not coming in the next line, it's coming in the end of the file, but not in the next line. So to add it into the next line, what you can do is, I'll just remove this single line from here. I'll come back over here. And here I'll write \n. \n allows us to go to the next line. This method we have already learned before. That \n allows us to go to the next line. So if I run this file over here and go back to demo.txt, now you will see that whatever line is going to be getting added over here, it's getting added into the next line. Now similarly, if we talk about when we do not have any file, when we do not have any existing file, suppose I'll just delete this quotes.txt from here, and this time what I'll do, I'll open a file, f is equals to open, and I'll be writing quotes.txt, and I'll be opening it in an appending mode. That's why I'll write a over here. Inside the file we will be adding a quote. So what I'll be doing, I'll be writing f.write, and I'll be writing worry less, comma, smile more, and f.close, open close the parentheses. So right now, as you remember, I have deleted that file. So this file does not exist over here. Here also you will see this file does not exist, quotes.txt, but as soon as I run it, A new file, coach.txt, has been created, and as soon as we open it, the data is again inside over here. So that's why in the starting I said that if we do not have an already existing file, the reading and the writing mode allows us to create a file and write the data inside it. So guys, this was about the appending mode. Let's take one more example where we take a user input and we will be adding that user input to the file. So I'll go to demo.txt and remove the data from here, and I'll also come back to main.py and remove the data from here, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the file, f is equals to open and demo.txt in the appending mode, and I'll be taking the user inputs over here regarding the name and age maybe. So name is equals to input, enter your name here, and age is equals to input, enter your age here, right? Once we are done with this, I'll be adding these data inside the file. So how I'll be adding, I need to write f.write, and I'll be writing name over here, f.write, and I'll be writing the variable name over here right in front of it. Similarly, I can write f.write, and I'll be writing the age with the colon, and next again f.write the actual age, that means our variable age over here, and lastly f.close. I'll be doing one more thing here. I'll be adding a backslash and n. After this also I'll be adding a backslash and n. And before the name also I'll be adding a backslash and n. So let's run and see what happens. I'll be asking for the name. So the name is John. John is 23. Let's go to demo.txt. You will notice over here that the name John has been added with the age 23. If I run the program again and provide it with another age and name, that is Lisa. Lisa is 25, and if I press enter and come back to demo.txt, you will now see that the name Lisa and the age 25 has been added to the file. So this is how a data can continuously get added. Whatever data you want to add to the file, you can add the data inside the file by using the appending mode, which allows the users basically to add the data by the end of the file. Today we will be discussing about the Pickle library in Python. Pickle library is a very useful library if you want to add different data types inside a file. So far inside the file we were adding strings, but what if you want to add list, if you want to add dictionaries, or if you want to add any other data type, you can use Pickle library in Python. It has major uses. If you're creating any Python project in Python, then Pickle library will have a great use in that.
Before that, if you want to become a successful data analyst and if you want to learn from our experts live, then you can call on the given number or you can fill the form that is provided in our description. Not just that, with our every batch, you will be getting 2 demo classes for free.
So we will be discussing about the Pickle library. First of all, let's understand what is Pickle library. So Pickle library is a powerful algorithm which allows us to use different data types, which allows us to handle different data types in Python. We can serialize and we can deserialize data with the help of a Pickle library. So what is serialized and deserialized data is that basically if we provide it with a list or a dictionary, it serializes it in the in a text file in the same format but into a binary numbers, and deserializing means that taking the load back to the file and using it by applying different methods to it. So here we will be discussing about the different types of data that can be used, that can be stored inside the Pickle library. Here we have booleans, integers, floats. We can add complex numbers as well to our Pickle library. Strings, yes, strings can be added to the Pickle library. It can also be added to the file handling, but yes, here also it can be used. Tuples, lists, dictionary, and sets can also be added inside the Pickle libraries. So with the help of the Pickle libraries, we can handle multiple types of data. There are 2 major functions that you will be using with the Pickle libraries, that is the dump and the load. The dump function allows us to serialize the data. Suppose we have given any format of a data. Suppose we have given dictionary data type, and we have given it in a proper serial to it. So what it will do, it will add that dictionary, whatever dictionary that we have given, into a text file into the form of a binary, but in a serialized way. And the load function is called to deserialize a data stream. Now what does this thing mean? that suppose we have added that data in the form of a binary. Now we want to bring that data back into our Python function, or we want to use that data for any kind of function in our program. So we can use the load function to bring it back in a exact serialized way. So it deserializes from binary, but still it's in a serial way. It's in a proper manner that how we have inserted it comes back in the same way. And we can work over it. We can add to it. We can remove something from it. We can increase something or we can decrease something inside it. So let's understand with the help of the examples. Okay. So here, let's say I have a main file, and to use Pickle library, all we need to do is write import Pickle. Import Pickle allows us to use Pickle library, and here we have imported Pickle. After that, I'll be opening a file. So f is equals to open. First of all, we will be dumping inside the file. What we will be doing, we will be creating a dictionary over here and adding that to a file. So for that, I'll write f is equals to open what demo.txt. So I'm opening it in a WB mode, that is the write binary. So I'll be writing in a binary format inside the file. Okay, after this, what I need to do, I need to write over here. I'll be basically creating a variable. L is equals to pickle dot dump, because we want to add this data to the file. What we want to add, we will be creating a dictionary over here. So let's say I'm creating a dictionary of employees. So employee is equals to, first of all, name, colon, John, comma, age, colon, 23, comma, gender, colon, male. I'll be closing this over here right after the male. Right. Once we are done with this, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna add a parameter over here that what I want to dump and where. So I want to dump employee dictionary, and I want to dump it in F. After this, I'll close the file. So F dot close. So here also in the Pickle library, it is very important to close the file. Once we have dumped the data, if I run it, nothing will happen over here. But what if I open demo.txt? Inside the demo.txt, you can see some data is written over here. This data over here, it looks a little different because it's in a form of a dictionary. It's form of a binary over here. But when we will take it back, when we will load it over here, we'll see that it is written in a proper format only. So what I'm going to do to load this data over here is I'll be opening the file in the writing mode. So I'll be using RB over here and closing the brackets over here. After that, because I want to load the data, so I'll be creating a variable over here. LL is equals to pickle dot load, because load means I want to take that data over here. I want to deserialize. So it has been serialized in the form of a binary. I want to deserialize and bring it back to a form of a dictionary over here. So I'll be using pickle.load and the name over here. So F I'll be writing, and after that I'll be printing it over here. So print L, and I'll close the file by writing F.close, open close the brackets. Now let's run and see what happens. So if I run it, you can see that here it's writing it in the form of the dictionary that we have provided it earlier. Even if I open demo.txt, it will still be in a binary format over here. But when I take it back, when I take the load back to my main file, it shows me that it is in a form of a dictionary in the way that we have provided to it. So guys, this was the load and the dump method in our Pickle library. We will be using it more in our problem solving section. So guys, today we will be doing problem solving based on the topics that we have covered so far. So here I have enlisted 4 questions that will help us solve our problems, and if you have any doubts or any questions, it will help you clear your doubts as well. So let's get started. Our first question over here says, write a program to, first of all, read 5 characters in a file, read a single line in a file, and display number of lines in a file. This is our first question. Our second question says that write a program to search and replace a text in a file in Python. Third question here says write a Python program to open 2 files together in Python. And our fourth question here says write a Python program to copy contents of one file to another file. So we will be solving all these 4 questions one by one. Let's have a look on them. So here our first question says write a program to read first 5 characters in a file. So we will be first of all reading our first 5 characters of a file. I already have a file over here which has hello, this is a practice file. I hope you all like it and thank you. 4 lines written inside it. There is already a text file. Let's first of all open it. That f is equals to open. What we need to open, demo1.txt is the name of my file. And I'll be opening it in a reading mode because I need to read 5 characters over here. Because I need to read 5 characters, we will be opening it in a reading mode. Next thing over here is that we don't have to read a line over here. We need to read characters. So for that, I'll be writing f.read up to 5 lines. And you can store it inside a variable. Let's say x is equals to f.read up to 5 lines. Up to 5 characters. So read method over here will allow us to read 5 characters over here, not the 5 lines over here, but just the 5 characters. And lastly, we will be printing our x over here. Let's run and see what output we get. So according to me, we should get hello over here because that has our 5 characters, and which is true that our first 5 characters over here is hello. So that means our program is working perfectly fine. Second says read a single line from a file, so we don't have to read multiple lines. We know that if you want to read multiple lines, in that case we use read lines. But if you want to read only one line, in that case what we will be doing, I will be removing this 5. And instead of read 5, I'll be using read line. Not read lines, but read line. So if I run it, I get my first line over here, that is hello and a comma along with it. This is my first line over here. Our third question over here says that display number of lines in a file. So how we need to display? So we know that here 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lines are there. But how we will be displaying it? We will be finding the length of it. So x is equals to len of what? Len of all the lines which are there. So len of f dot read lines. Because there are multiple lines, that's why we will be using read lines, and we need to find its length over here. So according to us, there should be 4 lines in total over here. Let's run and see what output we get. Yes, we are getting 4 over here. That means our program is working perfectly fine. Moving ahead to our next part of the code, that means our next question over here says write a Python program to search and replace a text in a Python file. So let's say I have this file over here, demo.txt. In this I have written hello. This is a practice file. I hope you all like it and thank you. Now what I want is I want to replace this practice word with a demo word. So what I will be doing over here, I will be replacing this practice word with a demo, and I won't be doing it just by directly writing it over here, but I'll be doing it with our Python functions. So for that, first of all, let's open the file in the reading mode. That f is equals to open. And we need to open demo.txt in our reading mode. After reading the file over here, let's create two variables which will be holding our words. That means which word we want to replace and what is the replacement word. So first of all, I'll be creating a variable old text. That means what was the previous text that I want to remove. So that would be practice. And new text, that is demo. So that means I want to replace this practice with the word demo over here. Now what we are going to do over here is I'll be creating a variable, and inside that I'll be storing the reading of that file. That means I'll read the file and store it inside a variable. So let's say x is equals to f dot read, open close the parentheses. Now in the file that we have read it down, what we need to do, we need to use a replace function over here to replace our practice word with the demo word. Okay, so for that I'll be writing x is equals to x dot replace. So the file that we have read in which we will be replacing, what we will be replacing? We will be replacing old text, comma, with new text. So in this line, basically what we are doing, inside our x we are replacing this value old text to the new value that we have provided, and after that I'll write this down inside the file. So as I need to write this down inside the file, what we will be doing, we will be again opening the file in the writing mode this time, but f is equals to open demo 1.txt, and we will be opening it in the writing mode over here. Once we have opened it in a writing mode, now what we need to do, we need to write this text inside the file. So to write the text inside the file, we will be writing f.write. And what we need to write? X. We need to write X, the data which is stored in X, we need to write it inside this file. And then we will close the file by writing f.close. Open, close the brackets. Now if I run, nothing will happen here, but you can now see that the practice has been removed. That means it has been replaced with demo file over here. So you can provide with any text over here and it will be removed or it would be replaced over here. So this is how replacing of text is done. All you need to do is open the file in the reading mode, create two variables, the old text, that means the text which you want to replace, and the new text, that with which text you want to replace it with. Read the file and store it inside the variable. After reading the file and storing it inside the variable, in the same variable, make the changes by using the replace method, replace function over here. After that, open the file in the writing mode, write down the data which you stored in the variable previously, and then close the file. So basically this was a very simple method of doing it. Now talking about our next question over here, it says that write a Python program to open two files together in Python. So we have so far tried to open only one file in Python. But what if we want to work on two files over here? So I have created another file over here. Inside I'll be writing the same text, but instead of demo I'll be just writing the practice word over here so that it might look a little different. So there is this practice file and then there is this demo file, and now a question says write a Python program to open two files together. So guys, to open two files together, all we need to do is write the name f1 is equals to open demo1.txt. Let's open it in a reading mode, and at the same time I'm creating f2 is equals to open demo2.txt in the reading mode. So I'm opening both the files in the reading mode over here. Now what we need to do next is we need to read the lines over here. So I'll be creating a variable a is equals to f1 dot read lines. Same time b is equals to f2 dot read lines. Now if I print a comma b, let's see what do we get, because we have opened the two files, but are we getting the output as well? So if I run this, we can see over here we are getting two outputs over here, that hello, this is a demo file, I hope you all like it, thank you, and hello, this is a practice file and I hope you all like it. That means it is reading both the files at the same time. You can use a for loop also over here. But just to show you the example that okay, this actually works, that if we can open two files together and work on both the files at the same time as well. So this is how it can be done. Now moving ahead to our next question over here. Our next question over here says write a Python program to copy contents of one file to another file. So what we need to do, that whatever is there in one file, I need to copy it to another file. So let's say that I have nothing written in demo2.txt, but I do have some lines written in demo1.txt. What I need to do is I need to copy this content and paste it over here in demo.txt. So let's have a look on how it can be done. So first of all, let's open both the files over here. So I'll be writing f is equals to open demo1.txt, and I'll be opening it in the reading mode. At the same time, f1 is equals to open demo2.txt, and I'll be opening it in the appending mode, or we can use the writing mode as well, totally up to you, that whichever mode you want to open it with. Now after this, what we need to do, we need to read all the lines from here and write it over here. If you will use the read lines method over here, what will happen, it will come in this pattern over here. It will be writing it this pattern. So I don't want this pattern over here. I want that one line should get stored over here. For storing one lines, we know that we can use for loop over here. So we will be doing that only, that we will be using a for loop over here for storing the lines which are there in demo1.txt to demo2.txt. So I'll be writing for line in f colon print f1 dot write line. So basically what I have done over here, that for line in f, that means I'm taking the lines from the f, I'm reading it, and at the same time I'm appending it to our file f1 over here. So let's run and see what output we get over here. Nothing would happen over here, but if I open my demo1.txt, nothing happens here. But in demo.txt, whatever lines were written in demo1 is now also there in demo2.txt, which means that our program is working perfectly fine. All we need to do over here was for line in f. That means for Line is any variable that I have taken over here in F. That means we will be iterating through each line in F. Next is F1 dot write. That means where we will be writing these lines. So we are reading the lines from F and now we are writing it inside the F1. So F1 dot write. What we are writing? Lines, because our line is storing this variable. So this data is getting stored inside the line and we will be writing that inside our F1. That's how our program will work. Creating a mini project on a very famous game called as Hangman. So if you guys are aware about this game, if you have heard of it, then that's great. But if you have not heard of it, let me explain you what this game is. So basically, it's a game where there is a word, where there is a random word, and you need to guess. You as a player need to guess a letter. You'll be getting, let's say, 6 to 7 chances, totally depending on our choice, that how many chances we want to give to the person. Right. So we get a chance over here to guess a letter, and if that letter is there in that word is not visible to us. If it is there in that word, that letter will be flipped, and we will be able to see at which position those letters are there. Again, we will get a chance to guess a letter, and if that letter is again there, then it will flip. If it is not there, then our one chance is gone. So similarly, we get 7 chances. If all our 7 chances get exhausted, then the game is over for us. And before the 7 chances, if we have guessed the word correctly, then we win the game. So let me also explain you with the help of a simple example over here.
Before that, if you want to become a successful data analyst and if you want to learn from our experts live, then you can call on the given number or you can fill the form that is provided in our description. Not just that, with our every batch, you will be getting 2 demo classes for free.
So here we will be taking an example. I'm considering a case that our word is computer. How this game will show us? This game will show us these dashes and it will give us a chance that guess a letter. Here we have to make a guess. Suppose we have guessed T over here. So what it will do, it will check for each position. So that means we know that a for loop is definitely going to be used over here. So it checks for the each position, and whenever there is a T, what it will do, it will replace this dash with a T over here. Similarly, it will give us another chance. Then again we will be asked to guess a letter. Now let's say this time we have guessed A. What it will do, it will go check each of these blank spaces and check for A. So if A is not there, in that case our chances, so suppose if our chances are 7, so our chances will be reduced by -1, and now our chances will become 6. So this will happen when you have given an incorrect guess over here. Okay. Let's say again you have guessed in this time by after let's say 4 to 5 guesses, you have got the whole word over here. As soon as we will guess the whole word, it will give us that you have won the game. Or if all our 7 chances are exhausted, it becomes 0 over here. In that case, it will tell us that we have lost the game and the game will be over for us at that moment. So now about this word. Now how this word is coming over here. There are several methods to get this word. First one, you can have a customized word over here, one single word. Okay, but who will be okay with having only one word every time to guess? So what we can do, we can give a list over here of random words, and then we can use our random module to choose any word over here from our given list. Also, we can do one thing. We can create a file over here. We can create a file which has several words, and and by reading that file, we can import any word. We can use a random module, and with the help of the random module, we can fetch any word from there and use it over here. So we will be seeing all these methods over here in our program. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am to get started with this program. So let's get started. First of all, what do we need? We need a word over here. So I'll be creating a variable called as word. For now, I'm just creating a predefined word. As of just for now. Later, yes, we will be adding the list, or we can also use the file, whatever we want. But right now, I'm just creating a word over here. I'm considering the same example, computer. So we are done with a word over here. Next thing that we need to do is let's write down all the variables that we will be needing throughout our game. So we will be needing total chances as well, that how many chances a user will get. So I'll be creating a variable called as total chances. Total chances are how many chances a user is getting. Total chances are 7 over here. Every time a chance will be reduced if a person guesses a wrong letter. Right. After this, we need to display the dashes also. For dashes, what will be the dashes? Dashes will be the number of letters that are present in the word, right? So I'll be calling it as guessed word. So a guessed word would be the number of underscores multiplied with the length of this word that we have over here, that is computer. So we know there are 8 letters over here, but when we will be using random words, that time we don't know that how many letters would be there. So to avoid that, we will be using a length function. So to avoid that, we will be using our length function over here. So what I'll be doing, I'll be creating a string. Inside it, I'm adding a underscore, which will be multiplied by what? Length of word. Okay. So this will give us all the 8 dashes to us right now. So this guessed word has nothing but the 8 dashes right now. Okay. After this, we will start with printing the starting line, that is welcome to Hangman. So we'll be writing print welcome to Hangman. Right. This will be printed on the top. After this, what we will be given, we will be given with the guessed word, that is the number of dashes. So we will be printing over here guessed word. If you guys want to print rules over here, then yes, you can definitely print rules right before this. So over here, you can add another print statement. Inside it, you can write the rules down that every time you have to make a guess. And every correct letter will flip the dash, and every incorrect letter will take your 1 chance away, and total you will be having 7 chances. So that thing, if you want, you can add it over here. But I'm assuming like a lot of people know about this game, so whenever there is a term called as guess, the letter will come. So a person would be easily able to understand, okay, that a person has to guess a letter over there. But still, if you want to add a set of rules, then feel free to add rules over here. After printing the guessed word over here, what I will be doing, I will be asking for the user input for the letter. So I'll be writing over here, letter is equals to input guess a letter. Okay. Now guess a letter. A person might write this letter in a lowercase, or they might also write it in the uppercase. That is totally upon the person. We cannot do anything about it, right? So what we can do over here, we can use our dot upper method over here, which will convert whatever letter the user has given into upper. So if it is upper, it will stay upper, but if it is a lowercase letter, then it will convert it into a uppercase. Now you guys might be thinking that total chances are 7. This whole thing should be repeated till our chances don't get exhausted. So what we will do, we will also use a while loop over here. While our total chances is not equal to 0, in that condition, we will be we will be writing these things over here. So print guessed word letter is equals to, so why we have used a while loop over here, please understand in this way that suppose your chances are 6 or 5. Once you have guessed a word, your chances are now 6. Okay, maybe it's correct, incorrect, doesn't matter. You still have 6 or 7 chances, right? So till your chances are not exhausted, this part of the code will keep repeating where you have to guess a letter. Till your chances are not equal to 0, this part will continue. As soon as your chances are 0, we will come out of this loop, and we will declare that a person has lost this game. Also inside the loop, we will be declaring that part ki when all the letters have been guessed correctly, then a person wins the game. That will come inside the loop, but outside the loop will be the losing part. Now, once a person has guessed a letter, what we need to do, we need to check if this letter is present in our word or not. For that, we will be putting a condition that if letter in word, what we are writing, that if this letter that a user has guessed, if it is there in our word or not. If it is there, then in that condition, what we will do, we will be iterating through the indexes of this length of the word. What we will be doing, we will be iterating for index in range of len of this word. So what we will be doing, we will be iterating over here. We will be checking for each letter in this word, that is computer. Here index, I have taken this as a variable. You can take whatever name you want to take, but here I have taken it as an index, that for index in range length of the word. That means I will be iterating through the whole word, through each letter of this word. And what I will be checking, that if this letter that we have guessed is present inside our word or not. So for that, we will be giving a condition over here, that if words index at any index is equal to letter. So any of the index of the word is equal to the letter, whatever letter we have guessed. Suppose we have guessed E over here. So it will check for each letter inside computer and check if E is present at any place or not. If it is present at 2 times, it will check for 2 times also. But it will check for it. Now if it is there, now let's say that we have guessed alphabet E. E is there inside computer. In that condition, what will happen? This guessed word that we have, that means the dashes we have, in that dashes, wherever there is that letter, wherever at whichever position that letter is there, that position will be replaced by what? This letter that we have guessed. So here we will be writing guessed word inside the square bracket colon index, that up to the index we will be going all the way up to that index number where our letter is. At that particular position we will be adding our letter. After that, again, if there are any dashes behind it, if there are any underscore behind it, that will again remain the same over there. So for that I'll be writing guessed word. Inside the brackets I'll be writing index plus 1. So basically what I have done over here in this line, that I have iterated to each value inside the guessed word also. So wherever there is this letter, whatever letter we have over here, if that letter is there inside our the word at the same position in our guessed word, it will get added. Why? With the help of this method over here where we have written guessed word colon index. That means it will go all the way to that part of the guessed word. Wherever our letter exists at that position will be replaced with our letter. So suppose our letter is E, it will be replaced with E. After that, again, it will be followed by the dashes which were there inside the guessed word. This is what this single line of code will do. Okay, that letter will be replaced, right? Now, suppose every time a person is giving a correct answer, or even if it's not giving a correct answer in 1 or 2 times, but every time there is a correct answer, as soon as the person has guessed the whole word, let's say the person has, after like maybe giving 3 to 4 incorrect answer, or till the time we have chances, the person has guessed the correct word. For that, we will provide with the condition that if guessed word is equal to word, in that condition print congratulations, you won the game. This is when a person has guessed the word correctly. Whatever person has not guessed the correctly, that means if letter in the word, we have written over here that if letter was there in word, for that we have given this whole condition. But what if the letter is not there in the word? If the letter is not there in the word, in that condition your chances will be exhausted, your one chance will be removed, right? So what we will be doing, in that case we will be writing else, in that condition total chances. So what we will be doing, in that condition we will be writing total chances is equals to or minus is equals to 1, that from the total chance 1 will be reduced. Every time we will guess an incorrect letter, from our total chances 1 will be reduced. Okay, and we will also print incorrect guess, and total remaining chances we will provide them, that total remaining chances are total chances. So this was for the part when our chances will be decreased. Now this was the part where our chances will be decreased if we have guessed the incorrect letter. If you remember, on the top we have used a loop while total chances are not equal to 0. What if they are equal to 0? So when they are equal to 0, for that we will be providing with a condition over here, that else we will print all the chances exhausted, print you lose. And one more thing over here, that doesn't matter if a person loses or a person wins, right? We should show them that what is the actual word, or what is the actual word over here that we have, right? So what we will be doing, we will be printing in the end that the correct word is comma word. Okay, so one more thing guys over here, that we have given with the condition that if guessed word is equals to word, we will print congratulations. But here we haven't break the loop. Our while loop is still working. Anywhere we haven't break the loop. So when a person wins the game, then that time obviously we need to break the loop, right? So what we will be doing here, we will break the loop as well as soon as we print congratulations, so that it comes out of it, and lastly prints the correct word is whatever our word is. Right, so here I guess our mini program is done. Let's run and see what happens. If I run it, it tells me guess a letter. I'll purposely guess a wrong letter. So I'll write A over here. It says incorrect guess. Total remaining chances are 6. Okay, let's try to write E. So E, we know that our word is computer, and in the last second word is E. That means the underscore has been replaced with the letter E. If I write C over here, So yes, C starts with it. We'll be doing it for all of them. And once I have guessed the whole word correct, you can see it says congratulations, you won the game. The correct word is computer. At the same time, let's see when all our chances are exhausted. What will happen in that case? So if I write A and I'm left with, I guess, one more chance. So it says total remaining chances are 0. All the chances exhausted, you lose. The correct word is computer. Right. So on both the possibilities, it is working that when I'm giving all the answers correctly and all my chances are not exhausted, and when all my chances are exhausted, we have seen for that also. Now coming to the part with this word over here, what we can do over here, if we want multiple words over here, we can provide it with a list. So what we can do over here is I can create a list of words over here. So I'll be writing words for this. So I'll be writing words is equals to, inside this list you can write multiple words: printer, calculator, pineapple. So you can put any random word that you want to put. You can use as much words you want over here. So I'll be using, like, as of now, 4 of these words. What we can do over here on the top, we can use a random module as well. So import, randomly choose between these words. And here what we can do, we can select this word with the help of this formula that we use with the random, that we write random dot choice. So randomly it will choose between words, and if I run it, you can see again we have over here. Let's see if it is computer or not. No, it's an incorrect guess. It is not a computer. Maybe it's a pineapple. Yes, it's a pineapple. So this is how you can put as many words as you want in a list, or you can do the same with the files also. You can create a file over here, add the number of words that you want, hundreds, thousands of words you want, and you can import it over here, and with the help of our read method you can use the file as well over here. So guys, this was our mini project on Hangman. I hope you guys understood what is the logic behind it, how we have created it, and everything must be clear to you, and you might have find it interesting as well. In our today's session, we will be discussing about a mini project. Yes, we are going to create a mini project on rock, paper, and scissors. You guys might have played this game in your childhood or might be still playing. So, we will be learning how to create this game. This game will be played between the user and the computer. So, where the user will have to make a choice between rock, paper, and scissors, and the computer will also make a choice from rock, paper, and scissors randomly. And if a user wins, then the user gets a point. If a computer wins, then computer gets a point. And if there is a tie in between, then no one gets a point. So the ties will increase in between, right? So let's get started. Let's create this game. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. So let's go.
Before that, if you want to become a successful data analyst and if you want to learn from our experts live, then you can call on the given number or you can fill the form that is provided in our description. Not just that, with our every batch, you will be getting 2 demo classes for free.
So first of all, we will start with the print statement. Print, welcome to rock, paper, and scissors. Or we can add welcome to the game of rock, papers, and scissors. Right? After this, I'll be asking for the name of the user, that okay, who is there, who is here to play with us. So what is the name of the user? So I'll be adding name is equals to input. Enter your name here. Once a user has entered their name over there, we will be giving them with a set of instructions, that what are the instructions to play this what are the rules maybe. So the next thing that I will be doing over here is I will be adding the winning rules of the game, that what are the rules, what are how a person can win over here. For that, I'll be writing print statement. Inside the print statement, I'll be passing triple double quotes, and inside it I'll be writing the winning rules of the game are, first of all, between rock and paper, paper wins. Between rock and scissors, rock wins. And lastly, between paper and scissors, scissors win. Right? These are our winning rules, that how a person can win this game. After we have told them how a person can win this game, we will be asking for their user input, that they has to choose between 1, 2, and 3, and where 1, 2, and 3 will be rock, paper, and scissors. So what we will be doing, I'll be putting it inside a while loop over here. Why I'm using a infinite while true loop over here is because, let's say after a person has played one round, Now they want to play again. So why I'm using a while true or an infinite loop over here? Because after every round, it should be asking us that do you want to play another game? Because yes, I will not be satisfied with playing just one round. I want more rounds of it. So we'll be asking. So basically, our game would be asking for it that do you want to play again? And if the user says yes to it, then the whole procedure will be repeated. So from here, I'm starting a while true loop over here. Okay, inside it, I'm asking for the user choice. So user choice would be UC. UC as in user choice. Or I'll write the whole thing maybe. User choice is equals to input. I'll be taking the input in integers. Now it will become a little complicated when we will ask them between rock, paper and scissors, because they might give us answer with the capital R rock or small r rock, or there will be more chances to make mistakes in these cases. So instead of asking rock, paper, scissors, I'll be telling them that we have three choices: one for rock, two for paper, three for scissors, and you have to choose one in between. So I'll be printing it over here. That print we have, or we can write so print choose between the following, and in the next line, so backslash m, I'll be writing press 1 for rock, another backslash in n, and press 2 for paper, another backslash in n, and press 3 for scissors. So this will be our print statement over here. After this, what we will be doing, we will be asking for the user choice. So int input, I'll be asking it in integers that enter your choice between 1, 2 or 3, right? After asking for the user's choice, now once our user has chosen that okay, they are going for rock or paper or scissor or whatever it is, what we need to do, we need to store it inside a variable. What we will be doing, we will be storing it inside a variable, so that in the end we can compare this variable with the computer's choices variable and decide if it's a winning case or a losing case, or it's a tie case. Okay, so what we will be doing, we will be passing conditional statements over here, where we will be telling that if the choice is equals to 1, then we will be creating a variable and storing its value inside it. So if user's choice is equal to 1, in that condition, what we'll be creating, I'll be creating another variable. Let's call it UC. UC is equals to rock. Okay. Elif user choice is equal to 2. In that condition, we will use the same variable, but now in this case its value will be set to, after rock we have paper, and similarly for third one we don't need to give a condition. If it's not 1, not 2, then definitely it's 3, so UC will be scissors. So now what will happen if a person chooses any other number other than 1 to 3 or writes any string over there? In that case, what we will do, we'll create a while loop over here, which will make sure that if a person writes any other thing other than 1, 2 and 3, then it will loop the whole thing again and ask for the user input again. So I'll be writing while user choice basically. So while user choice is greater than 3 or user choice is smaller than 1. In that condition, what we will do, it will again ask for the user input. So again, we'll be writing user choice is equals to int input enter valid option, right? So what this small thing over here will do, this will loop the data that every time if a person is giving a wrong choice, this option will appear, that it will ask for the valid option every time if they are writing any other number other than 1, 2 and 3. We are writing 4, 5, 6 or 0 or maybe negative numbers, or they are writing strings also. This loop will help us to stay inside the program and ask for the correct data. Now after once we have stored these values inside the variables, we will be printing it, that print name, that our variable, that what is the name of the person, choice is, I'll put a comma, and that would be UC. UC will be our choice. So suppose if a person has written, let's say rock, so John's choice is rock. Okay, I'll also add apostrophe s over here, so it would look like John's choice is. Okay, now next would be the computer turns. So what computer needs to do, computer needs to choose between the rock, paper and scissors randomly. So next will be what? Next will be the computer's turn. What computer needs to do? Computer needs to choose between rock, paper, scissors randomly. So for randomly, we know that we have a random module which helps us to randomly choose between the values. So on the top, what I will be doing, I'll be importing random. That import random. Now import random. Why random is here? So that our computer can randomly choose between the rock, paper and scissors. We don't have to define that in which chance what it will choose. It will randomly choose with the help of our random module over here. Right? Now I'll be writing print. Now it is computers. Also, I'll give a space in between. So I'll just write print and open close the parentheses to give a space in between so that when printing the output, it looks nice. So now it's computer's turn. Now, as we have learned in our random module that computer can choose between the integers. So here also what we will be doing, we will be creating a variable called as computer's choice. Just like how it was user's choice. Similarly, I'll be creating a variable called as comp choice. Comp choice is our computer's choice. Computer has to randomly choose between 1, 2 and 3. So random dot random integer. So random dot random. And it has to choose between 1, 2 and 3. So I'll write 1, 3. Right? Okay. So here our computer has also chosen a number between 1, 2 and 3. Now what we need to do, just like how when we chose 1, 2 and 3 and we stored it inside the variables. Similarly, when the computer also chooses between 1, 2 and 3, we need to store it inside a variable. Okay. So for that, I'll be creating a conditional statement over here that if computer's choice is equal to 1, in that condition I'm creating a variable cc over here. Cc is computer's choice, uc was user's choice, cc is computer's choice. So cc will be set to first of all rock. Second, elif computer's choice is equal to second. So computer has picked the second number over here this time. Then the cc will be set to paper, and lastly it will be set to scissors. Now computer will not by mistake choose any other number other than 1, 2, 3. So we don't need to loop any data over here. So it was only required for the user, because yes, users can make mistakes, but here computer will not make any mistakes, and will make sure that computer will not make any mistake. So third one over here would be scissors. After writing 1, 2 and 3 that has been assigned to the particular variables, what we will be doing, we will be printing the computer's choice also. Just like how we have printed over here that print name's choice is UC. Similarly, we will be writing print computer's choice is CC. So now we have user's choice and we also have the computer's choice. Now what we need to do, we need to do the comparison over here. Now comes with the part where our winning rules comes in action, that what happens if a person chooses rock and the computer chooses paper, and vice versa. So what we will be doing, we will be creating the condition for winning over here, that in what conditions who will win. So what I will be doing, so now we will be giving our conditions for winning. For that I'll be passing a conditional statement over here that if UC is equals to rock, that means the user has chosen rock and our computer has chosen paper, or maybe it could be the opposite as well, like the vice versa. So or UC, that is the user choice, is paper and computer choice CC is equals to rock. So if the vice versa thing is also there, in that condition what we will do, I'll create a variable over here called as result, which I'll be setting to, so in the rock and paper, the paper wins. That's why I'll be setting the result to paper. That in this condition, result is paper, and I'll be printing over here that paper wins. Similarly, I'll do with the elif statement, that elif our UC is equals to rock and CC is equals to scissors, or our UC is equals to scissors and CC is equals to rock. So between rock and scissor, the rock wins. That's why we will be writing over here rock, and print rock wins. We'll be also giving a condition for tie. So elif our UC is equals to CC. Our UC's value is equals to the CC value. In that condition, we will set the result tie and we will print it's a tie. Lastly, what we will be adding, we will be adding else for our scissors when the scissor wins. So result will be set to scissors. So if the rock doesn't win, if the paper doesn't win, and if there is no tie, then definitely it's scissors that the scissors are winning. So I'll be writing scissors over here, and I'll set a print statement which would say that scissors wins. Now we know that when rock wins, when paper wins, when scissor wins, but we don't know that who is winning, like the computer is winning or the user is winning. For that also we'll be adding one conditional statement over here. So first of all, we'll be giving a condition for a tie over here, that when a tie will happen. So I'll be writing over here, if result is equals to tie, in that condition print, we'll be creating, so let's create three variables on the top, which one will keep a track of our computer score, one will keep a track of our user scores, and one will keep a track of our ties. So we'll be creating three variables over here. So first of all will be our user score is equals to 0. Computer score is also equal to 0. And lastly, the ties are also equal to 0, right? So whenever there is a tie, the ties will be increased by 1. So I'll be writing ties plus is equals to. Now after setting the result to tie, what we will be doing next, we will be declaring who won, that the user won or the computer won. For that, I'll be writing an elif statement over here, that elif result is equals to our computer's choice, or for, let's first take it for the users, that if the result is equals to UC, in that condition we will print user wins, or we can write the name of the user as well. So I'll be adding a variable name wins, and we'll increase the score of the user by 1. So we'll be writing user score plus is equals to 1. Similarly, we'll be doing for the else. So if it's not a tie and if the user is also not winning, then definitely it's the computer, that the computer is winning. So we don't need to give a condition over here. All we can do is write else. We will directly print we will directly print computer wins, and we'll increase the computer score over here. So the computer score plus is equal to 1, right? After this, in the end, we will also be printing these scores, that what are the scores over here right now. So print user's score is, comma, user score, print computer's score is, comma, computer score, and print ties are, comma, ties. So this 3 lines over here will show the scores to us. And after this, we will be asking if the user wants to play the game again. So here the whole code has been finished. Here the whole code for 1 round has been finished. So obviously the user would want to play more rounds of the game. So we'll be asking for repeat over here. That repeat is equals to input. Do you want to play again? Question mark. And give the answer in yes and no. So I'll be adding yes/no over here. And if repeat is equals to no, or repeat is equals to small n no, in that condition we will break the loop, and in the end we will be adding one thank you statement, that thank you for playing this game. Thank you for playing the game. Okay. Now the whole code is done. Let's run and see what happens. If I run it, it says welcome to the game of rock, paper and scissors. Enter your name here. So I'll be adding John. It's telling me the rules, that the winning rules of the game are between rock and paper, paper wins. Between rock and scissors, rock wins. Between paper and scissors, scissor wins. Choose between the following. Press 1 for rock, 2 for paper, 3 for scissors. So let's go for rock. So here it says John's choice is rock. Now it's computer turn. Computer's choice is paper. Between rock and paper, paper wins. Computer wins over here. User score is 0. Computer score is 1. Ties are 0. Do you want to play again? Yes, I do want to play again because computer won this time and I want to win. I'll go for 3 maybe this time. This time it's a tie between me and the computer that it's computer turn and computer's choice is scissors. My choice is also scissors. That's why it's a tie. And user score is 0, computer score is 1, ties are 1, and I have still not won the game. So maybe it's not a good day. So yeah, our code is done. That is a good thing. That we have learned how to create a rock paper scissors game using the random module, using the loops, using the conditional statements, and some logic over here. So I hope, guys, you guys have no doubts and no questions in how we have created this game. And this was one of our mini projects. So we'll be creating many more of the mini projects throughout this course. So stay connected, guys, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.